Okay, we're good. This is our final training session here in Massachusetts before heading back home. I have primary deadlifts, but first we have a primer squat single. It's kind of annoying. It's literally just a 1x1 squat pause single with like 500 to 530 pounds, depends on the week. So we do that first, then we have deadlifts and then some accessories. But I messed up last time, all right? My last training vlog I filmed 2 days ago here in this gym had secondary squat and primary bench, no audio, so I'm gonna have to do like a voiceover or something like that. We'll see how we make that happen. But this time we're not gonna make the same mistake. So we're hooked up, everything should be functioning properly. I feel good, honestly. I just finished my pre-workout, so I feel good. I'm ready to, I think I'm gonna try and take like 672 today for a week 2 deadlift single. We're still playing around with sumo. I'd like to finish this 5-week block around like 765-ish if I can, see where that would put us, because then we'd have 2 blocks left to push into the meet, which means I could push for like 800 2 blocks out and then basically taper in looking at like 800 plus. So, obviously it's easy to kind of like make these projections in your head, but as opposed to like do them in reality. But I think these are totally possible. I think these numbers are totally possible, and especially with the way sumo has been feeling, I think we'll be in a great spot to do that. But yeah, all right, let's warm up. All right, so like I said, we have pause squat single before we move on to our primary deadlifts. It's more a pain in the ass than it is not a pain in the ass. So the last thing I want to do is squat, and it's also my 3rd squat day of the week. It's the 2nd consecutive, the 3rd total. Like I have a secondary, primary. This is like the tertiary. But I will say it has helped keeping me. It has helped with keeping me aligned, technique-wise, and then also just little things like maintaining explosiveness, staying relatively unstiff. We really only have like 2 warm-ups left. It'll be this, and then like 4 reds, because our top set's probably going to be somewhere between 500 and 530 for the long pause single. So. Yeah. I will say my body's pretty sore, pretty beat up, but I also feel pretty prepared. That's like the trade-off recently. I'm handling heavier loads for a lot more volume than usual. The benefit is we're building up our work capacity, or at this point really maintaining it, sustaining it, while also priming my central nervous system to just get as strong as humanly possible. So, all right, we'll throw on a red. And then we'll go to the top. This is last warm up. This will probably be a quicker pause, just because this is like 20, 30 pounds away from what we're gonna be taking for the top set anyway. So, it's not supposed to be a 2x1, it's supposed to be a 1x1. So if we get too close and give ourselves too similar of a stimulus with the last warm up, it kind of becomes a 2x1. Not bad. 232.5. I don't know what that is. something that's taken me a little bit of time to get used to again is the feeling of sumo deadlifting heavier loads, because it's an uneven, at first it feels like an uneven distribution of power. You know, when everything's centrally located right here, this is a leg press. This is easy. And this is how I've been pulling for the last 2-3 years. Now that I'm transitioning back to sumo for the time being, once the weight gets heavy, you just want to make sure everything's coordinated and synchronized, you know? One natural, wholesome movement. It's very easy when you're here and you're not used to it to drive more with, let's say, the left leg, or, you know, maybe overcompensate on one side versus the other if you have something going on, right? So it takes time for your body to just start to get it, you know? Strength is a skill, so. So now the question is, do we go straight to 650, 671, or do we take like 600 first? Also, I like using the prong belt because it's like nobody uses it, number one. I hate using stuff that everybody uses. But number two, when I lock and load it, it feels like I'm like a machine gunner. You know? Not bad. Felt a little heavier, but I think it's just because I didn't go as smooth into that transition off the floor. And with sumo, it's hard to get that pop, that power off the floor. So you'll hit like a wall, and then you have to push through that. Whereas if you go smooth transition, it shouldn't feel like you're hitting a wall. It'll just feel like it's hard until it's not. So I'm gonna try and take some around, I might actually have to take 672 this week. On this 661 I could get away with, but 672 would be a good number, because then week 3, that set me up for 700 to 727. And then week 4 would set me up for that like 750-ish. And then week 5 would be back in like we could try and PR, hit 782 if we're feeling good, taper into it, and then we'll have 2 blocks, you know? So I'm thinking about doing that. All right, let's load it. Not bad. Okay, so this is our last set. It's only 255, which is like 562, I think. It's a set of 4, so shouldn't be too bad. And then after this, we have some leg press. This is probably the first time I've been able to handle this much like heavier deadlift volume. Conventional, it beats the fuck out of me. So it's not a good comparison. It's not a fair comparison. Like, of course, so long as your sumo positioning is somewhat optimized, you should be able to handle more heavier volume than you would if you were doing conventional. But still, it's a big difference. Like, let me put it in perspective. My first back down on a conventional primary would be less weight than my last back down on my sumo primary. So in terms of building and accumulating heavy volume for your central nervous system, you know, this helps a lot. We got some heavy leg press. I may honestly have to use kilos to make this machine heavy enough. We'll see. Every machine is different, but I like to really load up on the leg press because I almost use it as like a stimulus, like an overload stimulus, you know? Just so my legs can handle just that much heavier weight. Because I'm not really using it to, like, you'll build muscle, but I'm not really using it to build muscle. I'm using it to generate strength and power. Heidi's out here maxing out the fucking abduction, sorry. But now we gotta show the real work. This is what a man does. 100-pound plate per side. There's a 100-pound plate and 4 25-kilo plates. Yeah, I don't know how much weight this is. And then 3 45s. But the first set was challenging enough, or it felt heavy enough for the set of 12 that I felt like, okay, this could be a quality warm-up or first set. This will be probably a true second set, as long as it feels hard enough. If it doesn't, I'll have to include pauses at the bottom, and then I'll know a proper gauge for the third set. Sometimes I go back and forth between having an ascending approach to my leg press work versus having like a top set approach. But the reason why I like the ascending approach is because it helps me warm up / accumulate some good volume, some quality volume as I build into something really, really heavy, as opposed to really just trying to, like, you know, let my ego get ahead of me and go as heavy as possible for my top set and then bring the weights back down. It really just depends on where I am with my prep. But yeah, this also, it feels a little bit more comfortable because honestly, the first few sets I do with leg press always hurts. And then as I get warmed up for the movement, it feels better and better. So the goal here is 10 to 12. It shouldn't be so heavy that I can't do that. Okay. But it is a really smooth machine. I do like this machine a lot. And the goal here isn't really to maximize depth. You know, the goal is just to load the pattern. Nice. That was heavy. I was worried I wasn't gonna be able to go heavy enough on here. That was hard. I probably only had like 2 to 3 more real reps in me. So we'll go up 1 45-pound plate on each side and aim for a clean set of 10. Maybe we'll go for 12. And then we're done with leg press. Damn. Nice. Yeah, you don't have to go that deep on leg press. I see a lot of people try and go super deep. The problem is, because the way leg press machines are built and the way the pad is, unless you have a way to modify it, you hit a certain point where in order for you to go deeper, your lower back has to round. So not only are you rounding your back, you're compressing it in that position. Stupid. You're gonna have tons of lower back pain for no reason. And the added stimulus or benefit from that's just that extra range of motion is not worth the risk whatsoever. There's better movements. We have 100-pound plate, 4 25 kg plates, and 4 45-pound plates on each side. Last set was heavy as fuck. We did 12. First set was somewhat heavy. We did 12. For this final set, we're gonna aim for 10, but I have to keep in mind that the #1 goal is to create lots of power every single rep. So it's okay if I stop at, let's say, 1 or 2 RIR. We don't wanna kill ourselves just yet because we do have primary squats in 2 days. and this is only week 2. All right, so we want to have some place to work from. But the idea is to flirt with that line of, is this too much? Is this not enough? So Heidi's smiling because she knows what side I normally err on. Hey, listen, one thing they can never say is I didn't try hard enough. That's for dang sure. All right, you gonna spot me on this one? So 8 to 10 is the goal. 8 would probably be clean. If I feel like 8, if I hit 8 and I'm like, yo, this was a strong set, we're just gonna stop there. But if I hit 8 and I'm like, nah, we got more, then we'll go ahead and take more. Let's pick a song, You know what, I'm feeling a little nostalgic. Let's go Cowboys from Hell. Okay.
Come on. Good, yep. Come on. You got it, 2 more. Yep.
Ready? 13. 13, yeah, y'all thought I was gonna fucking, come on now. Damn. Was that dumb? I don't know, maybe. I'll probably be pretty sore going into squats. Yeah, probably. We have like one to two exercises left. This one is really just some like lighter, It's really just some like lighter barbell RDLs. I like to do them just to kind of train the hinge, give my erectors, my glutes, and a little bit of hamstring some work, since I don't really target them directly anymore. Again, I'm not going up to like, 500, 600. I think my best RDLs was like 8 with 585. I have a video on my Instagram. So yeah, we're not doing that, but just enough to get some blood flow, train the pattern, load the erectors directly. And then if I have time, I shouldn't say if I have time, it's not programmed, but if I have the ability, I will also add in hamstring curls. I sometimes do them on my primary squat day, but currently my primary squat day also happens to have a fuck ton of back accessories. So that session is like 3 hours long. And I don't even mind the time, it's just the energy. At some point, you just run out of energy to have quality sessions. Here isn't anything crazy. Maybe hit like 10 to 15 reps. I'll probably stop at 12, 10 to 12. I try not to use straps because my primary deadlift day is done. So I don't really care if my grip gets fucked on my secondary. Weight's not as heavy. So, but this also really does help with the forearm. Sometimes I use straps though. Either that or I just go over under. So we hit 2 more. Probably go over under. We'll do like 5 reps normal. Another 5 reps over under. 1 more set. Basically the same thing. Then we'll hit hamstring curls and we're good. 2 more sets here. I already did 1 set. And I finished my other 2 sets on RDLs. Body's feeling it. Normally I'd be done, but Heidi was doing these, so I gotta at least stay on pace with her. Yeah. All right, ready? 110. Yeah, it's fine. This is a different machine. I've never used this machine before. That's it for this session. Pretty quality session. I think I beat the shit out of my body a little bit more than I should have. But the good thing is we have like a 5-hour car ride to go home. So I'm going to beat my body up even more. Jokes aside, we'll make sure we get some good protein in, some sleep. Gonna have a protein shake. We'll probably stop like an hour and a half to 2 hours in. I got to take a quick call. Thank God I was able to take care of my client calls earlier this morning. So I don't have to worry about that. I like to be at my desk or at my laptop at least when I do that. So I can just focus on that as opposed to being in the car. But for these next few calls, they're more like deals and stuff. So it's a little bit different. So we'll take those. Probably get home for like 9:45, 10, which is crazy. But what? Tuscan Village Market. So yeah, and that's it. I'm excited. I'm excited for this prep. Like we're like 12 weeks out or something like that, 12 or 11 weeks out. And everything is going pretty well. My biggest thing right now is I got to limit myself. I got to just hold back because right now I just want to floor the gas. And I know if I do that too soon or too often, I can run myself into the ground. So that's the downside to John, my coach, programming me RPE. I'd never really do well with RPE. I never really do well with RP, for that reason, because I just don't have that governor. It's like all or nothing for me. So we'll see. We'll figure it out, but I'm happy with the pacing so far. Bench went pretty well. Still tweaking some things on tech, but it's going pretty well. We got primary squats on Friday. Maybe I'll film it. Maybe I won't. We'll see. But yeah, guys, I appreciate you guys tuning in, checking out the training vlog. I got more educational stuff on the way. And if you'd like to work with me one-on-one, you can apply. I want to say I've got like 10 slots open. I hate when coaches do that, but basically I'm limiting myself to 5 to 10 each month. So September is a new month. I've only onboarded 2. So yeah, but we're also like only 2 days into September and we already have onboarded 2 new clients. So I'm going to cap myself at another let's say 5 to 7. All right. So if you'd like to work with me, be more than happy to see if I can help. If I can, that's it. I'll hit the ground running, man. We got to burn the boats. All right. I'll catch you guys in the next YouTube video. Peace.